Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me with the channel DJ, and today we're up at the top of Glen Lethnot starting this video off. There's this cool little bit here with the river and then this total incredible landscape up this opposite direction. Look at that folks. This is as far as the main road comes up Glen Lethnot. But yeah, it's quite an incredible landscape once you drive up it. Like, every glen seems to be just a different landscape. Once you go over a few hills, it's like you're in a different country. But yeah, we thought this would be a cool little place to start the video. We'll just go down and have a look at this wee bridge and check out the river. It's quite interesting. There is like an old abandoned farm kind of bit further down the glen that we'll probably go to in a minute on the video, but right now, look at this folks. We've got snow. Crazy. Real deal folks, snowball fight up the glen. It went over his head luckily, or he'd probably be throwing some more back right now. Check it out, you can see the slight brown colour in the water from the peat. And I think this bridge here was built because the old bridge here got washed away one night in a storm. I think this river can get quite high if there's like storms up the glen, or even a lot of snow melting. But yeah, it's a cool scene. The landscape's just incredible. Yes folks, we're in the middle of the river. This is what it's all about on this channel folks. We're all for the adventure. Wow. What a spot. You can see the foundations of this massive cement. They must have been poured here on site. Some of these rocks don't look so stable here. The speed of the water in the river is just amazing. What a view looking up that way. Insane folks. What a scene folks, it's just absolutely stunning the way Honda's chilling up here. And look, Channel DJ's found a little historical nugget. This could be potentially part of the old bridge which stood here, which got washed away. But then they often dump stuff like this near the edge to stop it like washing the foundations out. Oh aye, almost looks like there's a dead sheep or something been in there. They properly shaped it, the foundation goes right out there, causing that wee waterfall. It could be cool in the summer to come back and swim at certain little places. It doesn't really look too deep here. Ken what could be fun at this spot though? Ken if you came floating through there on like an inflatable, you could come right down this bit and then it would be easy to come back up. Anyway folks, spots like this, it is so cool. This bridge is not really like an ancient wonder or stuff like that, it's just a little bridge. We wanted to come and look at the river. Look, the cement's cracking here. The top of it. The cement's starting to fracture. And what a landscape. What an atmosphere with the water flowing. The wild glen. And this view is incredible with the sun over the top of the hills. Looks like a painting. But it is freezing cold folks, it's like 4 degrees the car was saying on the temperature, and the wind will be even colder blowing through. But we're always out for the adventure folks. Jumping across rivers to explore bridges and rivers and whatever else. Insane. But yeah, anyway, I'll update you once we're down at this like abandoned farm or anything else that we see on this adventure. It's just a little Glen Lethnot adventure. And yeah, the snow, probably the snow on the hills makes the wind even colder when it's blowing through here. Surprisingly, it's not actually too windy up here today. A lot of places it's been extreme winds, freezing cold. Anyway folks, I'll update you in a couple of minutes. A millisecond on the video. Right folks, it's a little bit more windy until we get down in this hollow to the old abandoned farm. I was here one time before. It's cool to come back on a new adventure and see what we missed. We can see there's an old abandoned farmhouse here. I believe it was a farmhouse because I think this was the rest of the farm here. There's like a lime kiln and some other little interesting buildings, so yeah, we're going to go and have a look. Explore the history folks. But first we'll have to cross this waterway. Oh, watch out. Channel DJ folks, he's just got wet feet in that bog. Classic. Real adventures on this channel folks. We're putting ourselves at risk often to explore the history. See, the last time I walked over the bridge and right around there. We're just literally pathfinding our way down here folks. I don't know whether we'll be able to get across there. We should just go for it, eh? How are we going to get even down there though? I'll have to go near the water's edge. There's so many spiky bushes here. See, if you stand on them it can give you a pretty good grip. See, this is the dangerous bit because I have to get down there. And there's nothing but spiky bushes. Wow. Channel DJs had the best idea here folks. What a crazy environment we're in. Look at this folks, we're at the other side of the farm complex. Here it is, look, the wall's been coming out there. I was on about jumping over here, but look how far it is. Nah. I think I could make it to that mound, like.
What, like that one?
Yeah.
No.
Do you think we'd be able to cross further up there? Real adventures right here folks, check this waterfall. It's quite interesting because this burn here joins the bigger river coming down here. So it's quite a cool spot in the countryside here. Wow. Whoa. See, we could probably get across here. It's getting down to that bit that's hard. Full send folks right here. Getting down there is still no easy. Yeah, but we can go the other way. This is real adventures, folks. The bushes is so spiky here. Aye, over to here. We're going for it, folks. Real adventures. Here, we could almost go that way. That would be the safest way. There's crazy water running in here, folks. We're just constantly picking a route here, folks, and it's like, it is dangerous. Some of these rocks could move when I stand on them. I lost my balance, folks. That's what I trained for, but we've lost our balance, so we failed this time. One foot went in. One foot went in, folks. See, if you just come straight down, you'd be safe. This is crazy, folks. The real adventure is like my foot went in, but we're in this together, folks. I'm just keeping the camera rolling. I've made it. Wow. This is insane. Look at this. It's honestly the type of landscape we're in. It's hard to explore. Last time I came all the way around the top, and that's probably what we should have done this time, but crossing the river, folks, that's what it's all about. It's the adventure of trying to get here. And literally it's a short distance to the car, but like we've just had an extreme scenario to get through to get here. And just check this out. An ancient Farum lime kiln, unseen and forgotten here, lying in the land. And just check it out, probably built in maybe the 1600s, maybe the 1700s. But with things like this, it's kind of undocumented, and like we didn't know exactly when it was built. Obviously, it's just a speculation on a rough age. But look, there's a bird's nest right here. Look at that, folks. Nature. What a scene. It's incredible. The channel DJ's over here, and it's a dangerous situation he's in. But I'm going up to the top of this lime kiln to see as he makes his way up here. Look, here's a bit of snow, folks. Wow. Look at this. See, these were all dug out, and I'm not sure if they were like covered at one time or what. But I'm sure there was always a hole in the middle. Obviously it has fallen down to a certain stage, but look at this, folks. The channel DJ's coming round here. You're doing it. That's the same route I came. The only trouble is, folks, it wasn't even the situation. I didn't even slip. I literally just lost my balance. And you'll be able to see it on the video. My body weight went over to my left, and I just went. Like, that could be life or death in a certain situation, but luckily this time my foot went in the water and we're all good. And it's insane. The channel DJ has just demonstrated how to safely cross this. And just think, this is an old Farum. Where you're standing now, they would have been pushing their barrow in and out, and they would have had livestock. But see, there's a hole in the wall down by the river, and I was told that was, some farms had that, if there was a shite house, the shite would just go right out into the river or the stream. See, I think some of this is natural bedrock, and then at this side is the man-made part. This is insane, folks. Check this out. Wow. I do apologise if it's windy on this adventure, but to document stuff like this, sometimes you just have to go for it. And that was the waterfall we were thinking of jumping a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, apparently this hole here could have been the outlet for the shite house at one time. I was told that by somebody of historical interest. It's a good interesting thing. Probably if you metal detected here, and there could be anything that had fallen out of somebody's pocket and that. And you can see the way they've built it right on the edge of here. I'm not sure if they had like a mill wheel or something near here or what at the Farum, but obviously they had the lime kiln. And it's actually in really good condition for what we've seen. And look at this, folks. It's a man-made bit that I'm standing on right here. And it's insane. I'll jump down here. Yes, folks, check it out. Oh, there's another hole coming out of the Farum wall up there. Maybe kind of all the manure and all the dirt for the cows just came out the wall. And then just, maybe it all just flowed away into the river. That stone there looks incredible. Almost looks like it's got a grain on it. The water's smooth here. It's quite interesting how this burn here comes from a different bit of the glen and meets up with the main river just at this point. And it's such a cool spot for a farm and a bit of abandoned history. It's such an adventure to get here. Wow, it's just interesting, folks. It's like they've built this and then on top of it they've built that. This tree has grown out of it and look, it's massive. Since the time of this farm. It's probably been abandoned since the early 1800s or something. That right there, folks, is the reason that I love coming on these adventures. When you see a cool scene like that with a little waterfall and then the characters just added to by the old stonework, and it's all dry stonework with no mortar, but yeah, it stands so strong. All the small stones are in between all the big ones. At this side it's literally like bedrock. It's like sedimentary bedrock which must have been here. And then that massive tree here has grown out of it. It's like walking about in a wonderland, folks. And a lot of the stones I'm climbing up right now would have come out of the house walls and stuff like that. Well, whatever this was, the shed walls. Insane. Look at the size of this lintel stone right here, folks. Check it out. This has been a massive lintel stone above this door. Wow, the character of the land. And the lime kiln's in such good condition. It's one of the best preserved looking ones that I've seen. That's another reason it's worth stopping, because every year stuff like this degrades and decays and falls down more and more. See the birds nested there. But it is an interesting stone. It's cool the way I always say, like, they put the small stones in and the big ones. This one's laid it out, but I'm not sure if it's because it's been built. Yeah, but it could be something that the gamies put in there to catch, like something, stoats or something that there. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a cool spot. You can actually see that bottom stone in there. It looks like it has been damaged for the original fire which was lit in there. They used to cook the limestone, I think, till it turned into like a powder form. And then they would spread it. I think they spread it on the fields as like lime. But also I think they used it as mortar, like the powder for mortar and stuff like that in that era. But most farms at that time had one of these.
The bit that you were in, that would have been ours.
Well, this bit might have been aye. This had maybe had a wee shed for it, kind of loading it up. People would have maybe come from the local area and brought their limestone here as well. But what a stunning landscape it's in. It looks like there's the remains of a wall up there as well. There's been maybe loads of little farming settlement houses and stuff back in the day here, so yeah, it's cool to document it, folks. So there we go, folks. I just got a couple of photographs and that of this structure, and yeah, what an insane landscape. It's so interesting to walk about and think how old that is. Maybe a farm in the 1600s or the 1700s. It's wild. The land is wild here. Every adventure's different. Places like this, it's extreme. Are you going for it? Who knows, folks. We're still on this adventure. We've not made it out of here yet, folks. I did get a wet foot on the way in. Oh, that stone moves. I'm going for it, folks. Real adventures right here. Wait, I did it. Yes, folks, that's so cool. We need to still be careful at this point. Look at that. I'm sorry if the camera angles are poor when I'm crossing these incredible lands. But literally we're exploring the wilderness, and That's, you can see it, like look at that digging into my arm. It's like a natural barbed wire. Oh, it's right onto me. It's tearing me. Insane, folks. This is absolutely the worst going on right now. See that? Absolutely crazy. Natural barbed wire, I call that. Insane. That was cutting into me and scratching me. I was just trying to climb up out of it. It had my hood. Channel DJ's now trying to climb up through that. It's like crawling through barbed wire. Insane. He's managed not to get a kind of wet foot like I have. But I think I'll change into my trainers now that I'm back at the car. But yeah, I think we might go to a third location in this video, folks, so stay tuned to that. But if we don't go to that location, if we do go there, I'll just go now, folks. Right, folks, we're now at the third location in this video. I think it's the third location. Look, this tree here, we've come to Perner's Brig, which is at the edge of kind of where Edgell goes up towards Glen Lethnot, where we were earlier. There's a little connecting road. I've parked the Honda here, but yeah, this tree stood here for years. And I remember like walking past it and thinking somebody had been hitting it with an axe. But I can't believe, look, it's uprooted. It just shows you can keep coming to the same places and it changes all the time, folks. It's such an insane scene. And the river down here is just wild. Look, all these big trees have been flattened, and that's for the same extreme winds that flattened Edgell Woods recently, folks, a few weeks ago. But check this out, this is one of the coolest spots in today's video. Oh, we can't get down. No way. The steps are blocked, folks. I don't know how safe this is going down this way. We could probably just go down the edge of the tree, it looks like. This is crazy, folks. We're always just pathfinding on this videos. I always say the adventure to get to these places is worth it. This is the same episode. My foot went in the river. I've now changed my trainers. So obviously my feet are a bit drier, but yeah, whoa, my foot's totally caught on a bush. Insane environment, folks. Wild Scotland. Documented like never before. Trees down above our heads and wild river environment with the red sandstone bedrock worn by the water. What a scene. And Perner's Brig up here in front of us. It's a wild landscape, folks. And we've just made it here before the sun has set. I think there's a cool bit down here and like a bit of a waterfall, so it's always worth an explore. Check this out, folks. Check it out, folks. I love the landscape here with this rock. It's like a sedimentary type of sandstone rock. And like literally the river's just worn its way through here. And there is a few spots over there that people go camping and stuff at, but it looks to me like there's a lot of fresh trees down with the wind and that we've had. I'm hoping we can make it along the side of this river without getting too wet. But this is what the adventure's all about, folks. I ken there's a really cool spot. We just have to make our way along to it. Check this out. This is like some wild landscape. One time before when I explored, I was theorising that I think it had been a dump for a long time, that area up there at Perner's Brig. And then eventually they had covered it over with like topsoil and stuff. There is remains of like terracotta or something like that there. And wow, look at the way the ivy grows over these trees. We're truly like once again exploring a Scottish wilderness. And the adventure is so cool to get to some of these spots. I think down here there's like a hole in the rock. Look at this, folks, we've made it. Wow. Check it out, folks, look at the speed of this river going down here. Absolutely insane. And look at this. This is where, look, the river. You can look down through here, folks. And look, you can see the river below it. Under your feet. You can see the ferociousness of the water. Hurtling down the Glen through the thawing snow. And this here is just such a nice spot, isn't it? Look at the way the rock is all the way up to the top there. It's a crazy sandstone cliff face. And you can see the lines in the sedimentary rock go across. And that's from the movement of the tectonic plates, like pushing the ground up here in Scotland. And that's what creates a lot of this wild landscape. That's what causes the lines in the rock like that. And it is an incredible scene. A river scene, but a geological scene also. Like the pebbles are part of the sedimentary rock. So cool to see. And what a cool spot this is here. It's a dangerous spot the way. If you went in there, you would hate to just swim down there into that shit, like bitty. The speed of the river today, it would take the breath for you. I did dip a foot in it the wee burn up the Glen, but this river here is a different animal. You can tell, see how it's bubbling up from under here. That's because, like, from where we're looking underneath the rock, it's like roaring under. And yeah, that bit that overhangs there, it's just been roaring for high rivers. Yeah, I love spots like this, folks. The ivy growing over all the cliffs and the trees too, just adds to it. Even in the winter, there's that bit of greenery and it's almost got a jungle vibe to it. And then the mossy rocks. But then look, you can tell the river's been up here as well, so you can see the height difference to where it is now. There's all that stuff stuck in this bush up here. So that shows you that the river will be like flowing right over here. Yeah, there's like a rock pool over there. Yeah, it must be quite a ferocious like stream. See, the thing is, the bridge takes you over and we could go down that side like for a look. Interesting, folks. Who knows? It's always spontaneous adventures on this channel, especially when the channel DJ's out for the adventure too. Places like this, it's just crazy. It's like literally exploring like a different world. The roar from the river, the red underfoot. It's like going to a small corner of Mars or something where there's a river. Oh, we came up this way. Just picking the right route, folks. It's just, that's the fun of the adventure. I think some of this stuff could have been dumped over at a later date. Whoa. Falling all over the place, folks. It's those like, sometimes the vines on the ground can just get caught around your ankles. What a spot, folks. And then look at this. The way the river drops from the higher height up there, it's a gradual drop. You can't really see it once you're up there, but down this section it drops down a good few foot as it goes through the valley. What I've seen once again though, folks, in this video, it's like sometimes the landscape that I explore just blows my mind. The way the rivers and that can just carve a route through the Glen. It's like the ferociousness of Mother Nature as the storms and stuff come through here. It shapes the land, wears the stone. It's often crazy what's left behind when the river's low like this. But the water is fairly clear, even though it's got that slight peaty look to it. It's not as bad as the river we saw further up the Glen. See the rich red colour. Yeah, it must have been built as like a bit of a defence to stop it wearing away. It's almost like a ladder, a stair. Look at the way the sandstone here is, folks. There's a wind blowing through this little section. It's crazy. I was wanting to kind of climb up here, but I'm just thinking it would be so cool to climb out this stone here. So it's all about the adventure, folks. It's insane how much the river drops at this waterfall. Look at this, folks. Crazy, folks. Not for the first time in this video, we're in the middle of a waterway, in the middle of a river. The insane thing would be if a tree or something was getting washed down like this, it would just wipe us out. It's crazy the way the sandstone is worn here. Sometimes the river can obviously be a lot more ferocious than it is today. Yeah, epic, folks. This is the sort of spot I love, folks. It's like a cool little spot to explore, just hidden in nature. And also there's a bit of risk when you explore a place like this. So if you fall in, like you saw earlier in the video, kid, you can get a wet foot. Even worse, you could be up to your waist there. It looks really deep. It looks like that rock you're on is hollow, like underneath. I remember years ago I walked right around here, but it would be cool to walk to those rocks that stick out down there before the sun sets. Yeah, let's hit it, folks. We're hitting the Parner's Brig. It's like a sunset adventure, but we'll have to make our way up. Not even the proper route. I nearly walked into that rock pool there, folks. At this point, the river actually flows back up the hill, the way it swirls around in here. I think this is like a popular swimming spot in the summer. Channel DJ's just found an alternative route, I think. So yeah, I'm just going to keep this rolling, folks. As the viewers of this channel, you're on the adventure with us. Oh, it's these spiky things. The natural barbed wire. Up through the trees and the bushes, folks. Whoa! I'm totally nearly falling. This is insane. That is what it's about, folks. Sometimes when I'm going through trees and stuff like that, the computer doesn't like rendering it on the video, but we've just literally come up that steep embankment. It's not advised to come that route, folks, but we're out here getting the footage. And look at this scene looking back up towards Glen Lethnot. That's where we started the video. And it's been such a cool adventure since then. All the rivers and stuff that we've seen in this video flow probably down into this one. And what a scene, we're making our way down to Parner's Bridge. I remember the first time I came to this, it had like a bridge shut sign on it, and my cousin just jumped over. And like I was just a bit nervous crossing it in case I fell in. But I think literally all they did at that time was put on new sides. But it is cool now, it's reopened and reusable. This is Parner's Brig, which this area kind of gets its name from. I'm not sure if there was an ancient bridge here years ago or what the story was. That's looking back down to where we were a second ago. And then up this side, look, the river turns like 90 degrees here. And once again, it's that same bedrock, like worn from the water. Because it's getting darker now, folks, too. It's like an evening adventure right here.
Famous rare iron brew tree.
No way, this is where iron brew grows, folks. You've always wondered where it comes from. We found it right here. That's the iron brew tree, source of all iron brew. Looks like there's only one tin ready, like that's how it's quite exclusive. There is a few paths, but I think they only just like go down by the river's edge. But it'll be cool. It looks more like extreme at this side down here, and that's why we're heading down here, folks, at sunset. We'll probably meet the ghost of the river. Look at this, folks, this is insane. There's been a triple tree which has fallen down. Look, it's been on top of the sandstone. And look, the trees are still just staying as they are. It's insane to think that could just fall down at any moment, like. It's simply the roots that's holding it up. I was just going to have a look at the sandstone which has been revealed below the trees, folks. Because look at it, it's worn from water. So that shows a long time before these trees were growing, the water was coming up wearing these stones. That's the sort of thing I love to see. It's almost like you can read the land and see something that you didn't know. This bit here I was almost thinking it looks like a wall. That is interesting, folks. There's a proper straight wall almost looking bit there. It's getting darker by the minute though, folks. Crazy evening adventures. Crazy weekend adventures. We're getting all out of the day we can. It was in the morning today. We were at that like Cold War listening station, microwave station. Like, this is different videos to the viewer, but we can accomplish so much in a day just exploring such a wide variety of places. We're lucky in Scotland. And yeah, look, that's a crazy kind of cliff face, isn't it? Yeah, look at the layers here, folks, in the rock. It's insane. It's sandstone, like, with some pebbles through it. This is that point in the river that I was wanting to get down to. If the river was high, it would be right up at this height right now, and our heads would be under the water. Whoa, some of these bits look a bit iffy. Check it out, that's where we were a minute ago. Yeah, it's like a cave over there. Look at this, folks, it's like there's a cave in the rock across there. Wow. It's insane to always keep exploring these different areas and stuff that we've never seen. New land. Wow. Yeah, that there, folks, is just deep, dark water. If you fell into it at this time of night, nobody would be able to find you. So it would be pitch dark before no time at all. That is an interesting little opening over there though. It looks like a little secret cave. And that's the view back up there, folks. You can see on the footage itself, since we arrived at this Parner's Brig, that's the crucial like 10 minutes or so you get, and then the sun just goes down that quick. From being light to being dark, when it finally starts to go down, that is it. And like, it just seems to be recently we're still on these adventures at that moment, and the adventures are so much fun. It like adds to the atmosphere. Probably a spot like this would be eerie to a ghost hunter or something, but yeah, I don't know of any ancient stories of this area. I'm just thinking I could probably jump right across to that stone. That's what I said earlier when I got a wet foot, eh? Let's do it, folks. Insane, we made it. I went full send, which is dangerous on a slippery rock. Anyway, let's keep this adventure going. We made it to this abandoned bit of land that we could see. It's always cool to see the river flowing through. It's getting darker and darker, so I might get the light on in 2 seconds, folks, for the viewer's pleasure. There we go, folks. We've got actually a torch now. See, when we first got here, you wouldn't have believed that we would have needed a torch. What a scene this is, eh? Real adventures right there, folks. Making our way around by this. Crazy landscape. What spot. Anyway, I'll update you folks once we head on further up. That's been a cool adventure today. Whoa, I can't even see. I need to stop shining the light in my face, folks, because I can't see anything other than that light. I went for the 360, so I didn't want the branch to hit the channel DJ in the face, folks. Now once again I'm blinding myself. Yeah, this is solid rock underfoot here. It's an insane landscape, folks. It's like a forest environment. I think there's been some other little paths and stuff maybe in there before all these trees fell down. The adventure has once again been real, folks, walking around here. It's been insane how dark it's gotten from the time we arrived here at Brig till now. I'm just trying to see where exactly. Here it is, the main path. I've got the torch on still, folks, and we're right at Brig now. I can hear the river roaring, but it's too dark really to see. There's some information on the sign. River Westwater Dunlappy Beat, folks. Insane. Do not leave litter. That goes for a lot of these places. That's how this iron brew tree, once its fruit is ripe, it'll have to be harvested. Anyway, folks, we've made it back to Brig. It's been a crazy video. We've explored a lot, like that whole Glen Lethnot, all that abandoned stuff. And now we're back in this insane environment. So I'll end the video here. Goodbye for me, goodbye for the channel DJ up here, and we'll catch you very soon in the next adventure when hopefully the sun is shining once again, folks.